This is always really stupid when people do this. What's up, guys? I hope you guys are doing well. Oh, I forgot to start this. Hope you guys are doing pretty well today. It's Tuesday, and we are really close to Friday. I'm not sure what kind of math I do when I think that we're close to Friday, and we're literally just at Tuesday. But hold on, guys. I forgot to start it on Periscope. I was like just getting ready to start running my mouth, and then completely forgot that I had not pressed start. So give me 1 second. Hope you guys are doing well. But while you're here, like, go ahead and drop in. Let me know where you're from. Let me know where you're from. Hit the share button. I promise you, I have something to share with you guys for just a second, and it won't take long. But I know it's right on time. It's going to be right on time for many of us right here in this particular moment, or in this season that a lot of us are in. So we're going to jump on in real quickly. I hope you guys are doing, let me turn this around. I hope you guys are doing awesome today. It's Tuesday. It's a phenomenal day. The Bible says this is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Let me prop that right there. There we go. Yeah, there we go. There we go. What's up, everybody? What's up, Periscope fam? How are you guys? Hey, cuz, I'm doing well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you. And I should be coming up your way pretty soon. Well, that way pretty soon, because it's like that. What's up, Periscope? What's up, guys? Jump on in. Thank you guys for jumping on in. I would love for you guys to do me a quick favor. Hit the share button. I'm already going live on Facebook. I kind of forgot that I didn't press them at the same time. So I'm going to jump right on in and start talking. I hope you guys have had an amazing Tuesday so far. And if you haven't, I do think it's going to get a little bit better here in just a second, because I kind of want to just kind of deal with you guys about something specific really quickly that's actually been kind of on me pretty heavy myself today and these last few days. So I'm going to jump right on into it. I'm trying to figure out, okay, I'll just do it like this. I'll just hold it. So we are in this point in this stage where some things for a lot of us are simply just, how can we say it, not working the way they're supposed to be. And we're like trying to figure out why is everything not working? Why are certain things not shooting? Why are certain things not happening the way that we are? Many of us can even be honest and say, like, you know what, right now in this particular point in time, in season, and in this life, that we can almost go on record and say that we're losing. Like, how many of you guys can be honest and say, like, right now, it's kind of not necessarily my winning season, especially if you're a business owner, if you have something that you're trying to push. Just be real. Sometimes you have to be honest and say, you know what, right now, I'm just not winning. Right now, I'm not just at the top of my game. Right now, I am just a little behind. Thank you for being honest, Chantel. Love you. Hey, Pastor Hall. Like, we just have to be honest sometimes and say, you know what, right now, I'm not even firing at all cylinders like I know that I can be. Like, something is not working. And generally, when things are not working, it always starts with you. It always starts internal. One of the biggest battles, or one of the biggest areas in my life that I've been dissecting and having to deal with, was like actually how much power and how much control that we actually have. And like one of the biggest points that I've been trying to navigate through is how I start my week. Now, most people, like Mondays, we dread Mondays. I dread Mondays, but I have been trying to be very intentional about not allowing myself to fall victim to the Monday blues, because how you fall victim there often sets you up for how the rest of your entire week goes. Like, I've been realizing the last few weeks, I've lost a couple weeks, and I think I've lost because I've lost on Monday. Not because I lost on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. I think that everything that what I experienced for the rest of that week was a byproduct of what I chose to allow my week to start off like. It's almost like when you start your day with negativity, then we're like shocked when negativity follows us all day or all week. But it's like, this is how we kicked everything off. And so I've been really trying to process why I have been losing. And I think that's a very honest but a very transparent statement and moment. It's like, sometimes, you know, we only assess when we're winning, or we only think that, you know, you need to go back and review when you're winning. No, you really need to go back and view when you're also losing as well. Whether you're losing sleep, whether you're losing your productivity, whether you're losing your fire, your courage, or your desire to do what it is that you got to do. Sometimes you have to just deal with the fact that, hey, you know what? I think I'm losing a little bit. I think I'm behind. I think I'm not making the progress that I desire to make. So why is this happening to me? Hey, Dom Capard, I'm going to call you back as soon as I get off of this. So it's like, why are we losing? And I think I found the answer. I know personally why I haven't been losing is because, why I have been losing in some areas is because I really just haven't been consistent. I have not been disciplined. The things that got me to the place that I am right now have been the first few things to go all of a sudden. And it took me just being honest and really saying, you know what? I'm not really a winner right now. I'm not winning in the manner in which I desire to. And so, how do you deal with that? How do I correct that? And it's really simple. You correct that by changing your game plan. Many of us are still in spaces and in mental places where we're still trying to do what worked last season, what worked last week, what worked last month. And to be very honest with you, I'm going to tell you what I'm experiencing myself. It's simply just not going to work anymore. Hey, I'm glad it's perfect timing for you, Takesha. It's perfect timing for me. I've had to really just to sit down and say, you know what? I am in a whole new headspace. I'm in a whole new place of life. I have got to process and set this thing up how I know it needs to go, but how it needs to go based upon where I am. Sometimes it's so easy to be in a new place or in a different place or in a different headspace that you forget that when you're different, everything needs to be different. I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday. She's also a business owner, and she was really just kind of giving me some encouragement. And she was really honest, and she kind of really checked me. She said, "You have wanted to be out of the box per se, and now that you're out of the box, you're still operating within the same parameters as if you were in the box." And it made totally good sense. It's like, you know what? How crazy are we to still operate in the boundaries and the limits that we once had when we have encountered a certain measure of freedom? How dare we not operate in the discipline and the things that are going to unlock the new levels when we just haven't done it? We just got to decide to lock in and say, you know what? I'm in a different place. I'm in a different headspace. It's going to take a different me. So many of us are afraid to be the new you, the different you, that we don't even realize that when our inability and our lack of willingness to transform to the new person, it stunts and halts everything. It stunts and halts your results, your productivity, your fruit, your money. When you refuse to change to fit your new place, it allows you to stay with the same old results. I'm not sure if you guys are in the same place I am, but I've had some amazing results. But those amazing results of then are not going to do anything for me right where I am right now. Whole new place, whole new space, whole new capacity, whole new direction. So the successes of my old were good for back then, but guess what? I have to shift accordingly. Many of us are losing in certain areas of our lives because we simply just haven't shifted. That's real simple. It's so real. Many of us are in a place where we're losing because we simply just have not shifted. I want you to take a moment of self-assessment right now and ask yourself, have I shifted? Because I guarantee you at some point, something has changed. I'm glad you need this, Chantel. At some point, something has moved. At some point, you have moved. You have been repositioned or attempted to be repositioned in some sort of way. But guess what? You have not shifted. You have not allowed everything about you to shift. One of the things that I had to process through today for my own self is how, many of you may not know, but I live in a new city now. I live in Chicago, Illinois. I no longer live in Huntsville. And I'm so glad about the time that I had in Huntsville. But I had to acknowledge the fact that my mindset was still operating in Huntsville. It was operating as the same way that it did when I was there. When I was there, the routines and different things that I had were phenomenal. They were amazing, and they produced a lot of fruit. But that's not going to work in the new place. You know why? Because the seasons have changed. And not only have the seasons changed, I've changed. Not only have your seasons changed, you've changed. And guess what? Because there's so much change that has happened and that is also happening in you, everything about you has to move. I'll tell you guys this. One of the blessings of today that kind of punched me in the throat, but it really was like, okay, you know what? You're all right, dude. It was the fact that I acknowledged and was okay with the fact in the moment in time that everything about me changed except my mentality. My mindset was the last thing to go. Now, when I really started to talk to myself through this, because I was at home by myself, and I was like, okay, so Evan, does this make any sense? You have literally moved states, like you're 10 states away. You're 50,000 cities away, a bunch of different miles away. And out of all of this moving and transitioning and all these things that are shaking, your mind was the last thing to come to grips. Now I've been here almost 2 months, and now my mind is all of a sudden realizing that it's behind. But it's like, why didn't I think to align my mind first? Like, it's not anything too deep, not anything too profound, but I promise you, it has blessed me tremendously just to really sit down and think about, you know what, everything has shifted except my mind. And that's why I'm losing. And it's not just a business thing. Even though I do the business piece, it's not just a business thing. It's even a spiritual piece. When you don't do what you're supposed to do, when you don't allow your mind to catch up with what's going on, when you don't allow your heart to catch up with what's going on, you end up behind. The worst thing you could do is to be behind. Think about it. You have worked so hard. And I'm preaching to myself here. This is the conversation I had with myself earlier. I worked so hard to get to where I am. How dare I allow my mind to move last when it really should have been moving first? Because my mind is, your mind is one of your greatest weapons. Your mind is one of your greatest attributes. And so for your mind to move last, it pretty much lets you know that you are like, it's not happening. It's just not happening. Perfect example. I'm just putting myself out here. Like, I've been in a new place for 2 months. And my mind started to catch up, started to happen within the last week. So that means I've missed almost 2 months of productivity. I've missed almost 2 months of like forward thinking and being proactive. I've missed so much because my mind was trying to catch up with where my body was. Now, of course, a lot of that is healthy. A lot of that is a part of transition. A lot of that is a part of change. But many of us are just kind of allowing our minds to lag behind when we've made some of the biggest changes of our lives. We've given our life to Christ. We've decided to be disciplined in areas like the gym. We've decided to give our affections and our goals to God. And it's like, why are we choosing to now let our mind go last? I'm telling you, it's going to help. It's helping me get out of everything that I've been thinking and dealing with and processing through, is just to be honest and say, you know what, my mind went last. Everything else went first, but my mind went last. And guess what? When you can say to yourself in the mirror, you know what, I've been losing. I have literally been losing. I think it'll change everything about your perspective, and it'll also change everything about the results that you see. When you can be honest about, it's just as simple as you being honest about where you are. You're like, you know what? This is where I am. That's the doorway to transformation and to change, is for you to acknowledge right where you are and why you're where you are. Simple as that. Why you're where you are, whether it's a good thing or whether it's a bad thing, whether it's a pleasant thing, no matter what it is, you're there now. And my question to you is, what are you going to do so that you don't stay in a place where you're consistently losing? A young lady on Periscope said it was my emotions. They're just taking forever to adjust to my new move. But guess what? We have the power to make everything about our life come subject to Christ. You know, and I totally understand you, my sister. I have definitely been there. I identify. That's why I've been losing. Are you trying to motivate people by being a loot? Oh, okay, that's spam. But like, it's the reality of being honest. I know we hear terms like transparency. Oh my God, I've got to be transparent. But the first thing you can do is be transparent with you. I made a video post earlier today. We're talking about commitment, and I realized that we lose most of the time because we're committed to everything else and everyone else except yourself. Think about how many times you've been committed to absolutely everything, but you were never committed to you. You were never committed to your own development. You were never committed to your own betterment. You were never committed to your own success. You were never committed to your own change. You were never committed to everything that was supposed to develop you and to prepare you for where you're going. You were never committed to that the way that you should have been. And I know, because I can say it firsthand myself, I have never been personally committed to the things that need to happen for me. And a lot of those things are not even external. Majority of those things are actually internal. Making that commitment to you, making that commitment to your own future, to your own success, to your own betterment. That's got to be a place where we're okay and that we reside. We have to reside and resolve at the fact that I have got to work and commit to me being my absolute best, because guess what? I'll never get there if I don't commit to it. I'll never get there if I'm not disciplined enough to say, you know what, I need this. If we never get to that particular point, to that particular mindset, to that particular outlook, we'll never get to the place that we have to be. This is the thing. I'm trying to prop this one up. I'm sorry. Your entire life is predicated on the decisions that you make today. Your entire future is predicated on the decisions that you make in this very time-sensitive area that majority of us are in. Majority of us are in a time crunch where it's like, you know what? Everything I do right now matters. I don't have any time, any space, any room to make any ill-advised decisions without God's guidance and without God's grace. I'm not in a place where I'm not in a position where I can make certain moves and then it not be what it needs to be in that entire moment. And most importantly, you're not even in a position where you can make certain moves without you having your own back, without you having listen, when I realized that, okay, I'm not committed to me, I realized that even my commitments to everyone else were haphazard. They were subpar. They were, they were if and then, they were conditional. Because you know why? How can you be more committed to someone else than what you are to yourself? How can you be committed to someone else's success than you are to yourself? How can you be that committed to other people's journey, but you never commit yourself to even taking the journey that you have to take? Many of us don't even look at the things that we have to endure, the things that we have to work through and process through. They're legitimately non-negotiables. I don't know where we've kind of become resolved in the fact that, what I have to work through right now, where I have to get to, where I have to be okay with submitting myself to get to that place called there. That's got to be looked at from our standpoint as a non-negotiable. Hey, you know what? I've got to go through this because on the other side of this, I need that. I need this. I know this is a portion, a stepping stone, a place, like a step towards the place that God has designed for me. I need that. I need this. I must allow this to happen. I must allow myself to focus and finally focus on the changes that need to be made inside of you. That's the push. That's right there. That's the key to it all. Many of us are losing, not because we're not able to win, but it's because we're not choosing to put the effort and the attention into what we need to for us to actually be able to win. You're never going to win isn't that a song? How you gonna win if you ain't right within? Isn't it like a Lauryn Hill line or something like that? I think that's a Lauryn Hill line. I promise you, I did not make that up just now. And if I made that up, proud of myself for being able to do that. But it's like, hey, you are never gonna be able to win if you're not right within. I really think Lauryn Hill said that. Did I make that up? But even if she didn't, you know what, she should. But it's a real simple thing. It really starts within. It really starts like when you decide that, I'm going to take myself more seriously and I'm going to really start to work at what it is that I need to work at. Because I have got to. This is non-negotiable. I need this. My future needs this. My life needs this. My goals need this. My dreams need this. My kids need this. My family needs this. You need this for you, because at the center of you is everything else. You are the center of a lot of things that are happening around you. Whether you are the matriarch in your family or the patriarch, or you're just the one that's the glue that holds it together, you've got to be right, because everybody else is looking at you as the standard, as the one that I can look at them. That's going to be my example. If they're working on it, they're pushing through, I'm going to look at what they're doing, and you know what? Because they can, I can. Because they are doing, I will do now. And that's just a mentality. That's just the seat that many of us sit in, is that, you know what, I've got to, because everybody else is looking at me as the beacon of light, as the opportunity to see what change and transformation really looks like. That's simply it. They're looking at you, and you're losing right now because you're not doing what you need to do to commit to yourself. So I just want to drop in this and encourage you guys, commit to yourself today. Make those commitments, whether they're as small as the gym, whether it's as small as getting up on time or setting bedtimes. Make those commitments to you today, because if you don't commit to yourself, you'll never win. That's right, Pam. Keyword: consistency. Commit to yourself and be consistent with yourself. Because at the end of the day, if you don't get it, if you don't do right, if you don't change, things aren't going to change. That's probably the ratchet way I can say that. If you don't get it, it's not going to happen. But guess what? You're in the perfect predicament, in the perfect time for you to actually be able to get to that point and to really work on it. So you don't have to wake up every day and wake up in the morning like, you know what, I'm losing. I'm not feeling encouraged. I'm actually feeling very discouraged. I don't feel motivated to go back to school, to finish my degree. I don't feel any of that. And you know why? It's because you have allowed yourself to be comfortable where you are. And guess what? Where you are has gotten a lot of us really far. It's gotten us to this place, but it's not going to get us much further, and especially not going to get us closer to the things that we consider to be near and dear to our heart, called our dreams. It's just not going to get us there. And it's okay, because you know what? I'm glad I was able to be here in this moment for you to click on this video, just for you to be able to be encouraged that, you know what? I've been losing. I've kind of been behind. I've been slacking. I've been lacking. I have not been making myself a priority. I have not been going after what I need to go after. I'm going to choose this moment to recommit myself to myself so that I can go forward and be all that I'm supposed to be. Because this is the thing. There's no need of you being excited about your potential, excited about the success that you could have if you're never going to put the work in to actually see it. I mean, potential is amazing. Potential is only going to get you but so far. But at some point, you've got to exercise that potential and produce off of that potential. If not, you're just another smoking dream. You're just another person that could have, should have, and would have, but they didn't. Like who wants to live their life out like that? Where it's like, I could have been this, I should have been this, I would have been this. But because I didn't decide to commit to myself and make certain inward changes, I never got to that point. I never experienced that fullness of life. I never walked into those doors. I never got into certain arenas. I never got into certain rooms. I never got into certain meetings. I never saw certain levels of money. I never saw certain levels of influence, all because I never chose to get real, be okay with the fact, okay, I'm losing, but most importantly, identifying that you're losing and saying, you know what, I'm going to make a change. Because guess what? Every day is a new opportunity. Every day that you have breath in your body is a chance for you to get up and win. And generally, what you start and how you start it is going to determine so much of how much you win or what you see, or even if you walk into the area called a win. So you got to do it. You simply just have to do it. So I pray to God that this encouraged you, but most importantly, it challenged you to say, you know what, I'm not winning right now. I'm not maximizing. I'm not even seeing what I want to see. And because I desire to see that, I'm going to commit to myself to do what I've got to do to see that stuff through, to see that stuff out, to see my business flourish, to see my nonprofit get off the ground, to see the school that I work at begin to, to make maximum input. Like I have to commit to that, commit to seeing your results that you want to see. Because once you commit to seeing them, you're going to work to see them. And actually, somebody said it here, nothing beats a try. Absolutely nothing beats a try. So I hope you guys were, as I said, encouraged, but most importantly, charged and challenged to go and do what needs to be done. Also, I have a class coming up next week I'm so excited about. It's called Expand Your Brand. Any of you guys with a business, ministry, nonprofit, motivation, you got a book, whatever is a platform that you're trying to get ready to jump off or you're trying to enhance, please register for this online webinar. It is 3 weeks for $50. And I'm going to give you guys strategies and tools to actually grow your brand organically. You don't have to pay. You don't always have to pay people to grow your Instagram following, your Facebook following. Sometimes you have to be in the right course. So I encourage you guys, take this opportunity. It's just $50. Sign up right now at www.iamevanbrown.com. It's a downloadable course. You'll be able to go back and rewatch it as much as you want to. Also, the spaces are limited, and I'm going to open up some more pretty soon because they're kind of flying off more than what I wanted to be. So I was like, oh, okay. But you know what? It's the greatest thing in it is I get to help people by giving them things that are actually going to help them enhance the quality of their life. Some people just look at social media as just social media, but nah, if you have something, if a business, a platform, a nonprofit, or a ministry, it's never just social media. It's your weapon. It's the way that you're going to win. The website is www.iamevanbrown.com. It's in my Instagram bio. It's on my Facebook page as well, but it's my website, www.iamevanbrown.com. I promise you, you need to be a part of this course to understand that you can maximize on social media, that people are winning from home on social media every single day. And it's an exciting situation, an exciting season to be in. But the course starts on Monday. Also, if you're saying, you know what, I got a friend that is trying to grow their business or trying to grow their platform and they need it, do them a favor, register them, sign up for them. Like a good friend would make an investment into their friend. Make an investment into your friend. If your friend has this business going and she is still not getting any followers, or his clothing line is still not growing their page and they're still not getting any more sales, they're still not getting any more followers, that's a problem. Because what happens now is that they're going to get discouraged because they didn't meet their goals, and now they're not going to want to do what they were purposed to do because they didn't see it. They weren't starting to see some things. But sometimes all you need is a little strategy, a little guidance, and a little help, and it'll get you really, really far in life. So I promise you, I'll pin the link, or I'll go back in the comments and drop the link, but it's www.iamevanbrown.com. It's called Expand Your Brand. It's a downloadable 3-week course. You need to be a part of it. I promise you. I'm gonna give you what I paid good money to learn, and then also, most importantly, what I've been able to put out and put to work. My brand has grown. I've easily exceeded about 1,500 followers in just 5 or 6 months alone, with me just being consistent with my strategy. And I promise you, you can too. And I'll even tell you guys this. why it works and why it helps and why it means so much is because, especially for those who have something out there, every time that somebody follows you, it becomes an opportunity for advancement. It becomes an opportunity to grow. It becomes an opportunity for a transaction. It becomes an opportunity for you to really actually expand. It's not just a follower. It's not just a Facebook friend. It is really opportunities for expansion all around you. But sometimes you got to have a little insight and a little understanding onto how to make that happen. So again, go to my website, www.IamEvanBrown.com. If you got a business, a book, a ministry, you got a platform you're trying to build, a nonprofit, no matter what it is, you need to know how to expand. Expansion is intentional. Not just acquiring buildings, not just buying land. Expansion is intentional. You have got to be intentional about how you expand and the ways that you go about expanding, even when it comes down to business and when it comes down to social media. So I promise you, if you are looking to expand your brand in any kind of way and reach more people, sign up for my online webinar. It's only $50. It starts on Monday. It's 3 Mondays back to back to back for like an hour and a half. We're gonna have homework assignments, but most importantly, we're gonna give you some things that is gonna help you no longer lose. As we talked about at the beginning of this broadcast, a lot of us are losing. A lot of us are simply losing. There's no other way to say it. And the only way for you to start to win is for you to start to make some changes. So thank you guys for joining me. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Facebook. Follow me on Periscope. All of that good stuff. Go to my website. Join my mailing list. We have a lot of amazing things that we roll out weekly. I would love to have you guys a part of what I'm doing, just more so so that I may be able to let you guys know. See, this is perfectly how it goes. My line brother just DM'd me on Instagram and said I'll sponsor somebody. So look at that. So how about this? If you're saying, you know what, $50 right now is outside of my budget, but I want to be a part of what's going on, shoot me a message. Comment right here on the video right now so I can see it, but then shoot me a message so I can be looking out for it, because we got people that want to sponsor. You know what I'm saying? It's important sometimes for people. It just goes to show you that people believe in you more than what you believe in you. Like somebody is deciding, has positioned themselves to be able to sponsor what you have and what you were standing in the need of, just so that you can be able to pursue your dreams, just so that you can get more of an understanding of what it takes for you to expand, so that you may reach what you're trying to reach, so that you can stop losing. What's up, Taurus? I have one of my brothers is on here, man. He is doing a phenomenal work in Atlanta. And Taurus is somebody that we can sit here and say, Taurus is not losing, because Taurus is doing the work that it takes to get himself and to put himself in the right positions in front of the right people, because he has something amazing already in front of him. Just like you guys, y'all got some amazing stuff in front of y'all. Y'all got some amazing stuff in your head. Y'all got some amazing stuff that is just sitting in the notes on your phone. But because it's so amazing and you're just so glad and so excited about looking at it being your phone notes, you're not doing anything with it. If you got amazing stuff in your phone, if you got amazing stuff in your head and it's not on paper and it's not kind of in works or in the production piece, or at least you're praying over it, you losing. Absolutely. Absolutely. If you are that person, if you got a iPhone notes full of stuff or Samsung notes full of stuff and you are not doing anything with it, you, my friend, are losing. We just had a whole broadcast about that. Go back and watch the teaching. You got to stop losing. And the only way that you're going to stop losing is by you being okay with making some changes and going forward to be all that you have to be and committing to yourself. So I thank you guys for being a part of this. Again, if you need any more information about me or you need a website, we do websites too. But most importantly, jump on there and register for the course at IamEvanBrown.com. It's called Expand Your Brand. I'm ready for you guys to win. It's enough space out here for each and every one of us to win. And I'm excited about the future that lays in front of you. So, hey, get up, dust yourself off, commit to yourself, commit to doing the work in you that needs to be done. Commit to yourself today. Commit to yourself. Once you commit to yourself, that is the first half of the battle. And after that point, let God work and create and do what needs to be done. But you first have to commit to yourself and stay committed to yourself this time, all right? So I pray you guys have an awesome Tuesday. I'll be back on here tomorrow sometime. But if not, hey, I will see you guys on Monday at the webinar, Expand Your Brand, Expand Your Reach, Expand What You Do to all of those around the world. Because guess what? As I said, every follower is an opportunity for expansion. I was reading a comment here. So I love you guys. Have an amazing night. Share the replay. Send it to a friend. Register your friend for Expand Your Brand. I promise you, you won't regret it, and neither will they. Have a good night.